All right.
There has been news reported that Lonzo, the Lonzo Ball, he wants to come to the New York Knicks, and that happened. That news dropped a few days ago. That we are a desired destination, guys, in free agency. And then once CK and all the Zohive rejoiced.
You can't been on the train yet.
Driving the bus. Shout out to CK. Shout out to CK2K. Once that news was announced, Mark Stein reported that the Clippers, who are interested in Lonzo Ball as well, everybody knows they need a playmaking guard. They're interested in Lonzo Ball, and they are trying to figure out what moves to make to get him here. So, how do you feel about that new news, Terry? I know we was kind of talking about it behind the scenes, so I'll let you get your thoughts off right there.
Yeah. I CK2K, you've done it. You've convinced me. I'm all aboard the Lonzo train. Mm-hmm. He's taken a jump forward this season. It's exactly the kind of move I like to see us make, considering you don't have the big crazy superstars out there, right? Mm-hmm. So Randall, I thought Randall was such a good fallback, right? Despite the season he had at first, I think we were all excited when we initially got him. The idea like we're getting a guy who, just off his rookie deal or whatever, he's in his 23, 24. We're getting him in for the best prime, his prime of his career. With Lonzo, you're kind of getting the same thing, right? He's 23. Imagine having that guy for the next few years. That said, the trade now, I wonder what the asking price is. I'm worried it's too high. And I don't know what too high is, because I do want a shot at Lonzo, man. I would be pissed if he got traded now and we got no chance.
That would suck.
That would suck, right? Because I feel like we have money to play with. So in the offseason, I'd love to see us kind of, play a game, see what we can do, work out something interesting. Maybe, threaten New Orleans. But if he gets traded now, he's getting re-signed wherever he goes. So
yeah, absolutely. Because he's an LA kid. He's an LA kid.
He's an LA kid, and he's an LA kid too. Yeah, doubly so. So the question I have too is like, what are you willing to give up for Lonzo Ball? And what are you willing to pay him? That's actually the two.
That's the question.
What do you pay him? And if you want to get him now, what are you giving up? And if you want to pay him, how much is that?
The payment question. The payment question is a little bit easier for me than the give up question. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, because is he worth a first round? I don't want to give him up for a first. I don't want to give him a first rounder.
All right, so y'all can talk about Lonzo for a minute. I'm gonna come back with my thoughts. I gotta go pick up food. All right.
This guy got one to get DoorDash. All right.
we need that DoorDash sponsor, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I got some sponsors about, but we need a DoorDash sponsor. But I will say this. As far as money, they're saying that they wouldn't be willing to match 18 million. And we had Roy on here the other day, and he was saying he's willing to do it. I don't think he's worth 18 million, though. I feel like he's worth around like the 15 range to me. You know what I mean? As a guy who's a 3-and-D guy who can set people up, and he's not gonna he's giving like 15 points a game. I can't see my soul won't sit with 18 to 20 million. I know Raw would say he's gonna like everybody else and it's worth it to overpay for him a little bit because he's gonna lock everybody else. And I can see that argument, but my soul is still like, 18 to 20 million for a guy who gives you 15 a game, to me is a little high.
I mean, especially if you consider that IQ is, potentially getting better and better, and that Derrick Rose is here. Derrick Rose is getting re-signed in some capacity. So, you know what I mean? I definitely get it. I have to admit, though, I have been willing to go above that. And the reason being, and I think this might just be the Tibbs effect, I'm watching what Tibbs has done. And I don't want to give him full credit for Randall, because Julius, a lot of that is his own work. But Tibbs has me thinking of guys that I don't like.
That he can unlock.
Much better than
right.
Tibbs.
Yeah.
And let me give you a prime example for me is Oladipo, who I really don't want here. I don't trust his injuries. He's inefficient. He shoots a lot. I'm not really, I like Oladipo before, when he had that breakout season. I'm not a big fan of signing him now. But
me neither.
I've even talked myself into, if they really want him and they make the trade, I see Tibbs's version of Oladipo being so much better than who he's been. So even for Lonzo, right? I'm like, listen, yeah, Lonzo's not worth. Maybe he's not exactly worth 20 million a year right now, right? But if you get him at 20 million, scaling up to 23 million a year, you get him on like a 3-year deal with an option. You get it on like the Timmy deal, right?
Right.
With a little bit more. And then he actually keeps developing, which by all means he should. Right? He's shooting over 40%.
That's your best argument for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, there's not that much out there. And I'm looking at the team right now, man. We suffered so much from poor PG play. Lonzo raises our general level so much when he's this part of that rotation. Obviously, he's been injuries too. But I'm like, how much better Julius going to be having a more reliable shooter out there? So yeah, and he plays good defense. He can really pass, and we would finally start playing in transition, which is a big thing for me because we do not play in transition really.
Yeah, like
Lonzo coming in gets us on the break. I don't know. I see a lot of good things.
Now I agree with you, man. And even like I thought we was turning a corner with pace because our pace has picked up in the last few games. We had I think we scored 23 points the game before yesterday, and this game we only had 7 points in transition, which was like a big fall off. Mm-hmm. But you're absolutely right, man. You and Raw for giving them 20 mil for giving them 20 million. I'm still not comfortable. How are you feeling about that, Ryan? I think I'm stuck at 15, man. I'm stuck at 15. But
the thing is that okay, with Lonzo, you have to think about what he brings. So
you love Ron. Wait. Backstory before you get into it. Ryan G has loved Lonzo ever since KOT's conception. All right, there's audio of us having the back and forth between Darren Fox and Lonzo from like 3 years ago. 4 years ago.
I liked it from UCLA days.
You loved them from UCLA days. So I already know you about to throw the bag at him. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me explain.
Okay.
All right. So you have to figure out. You have to look at what Lonzo brings first and foremost.
Okay.
He's a good defensive point guard, so you already know from that standpoint, Thibs is gonna like him. He's gonna fit into the system from that standpoint on defense.
Right.
He's a point guard that likes to push pace, has good court vision. He's very good at setting up his teammates for easy baskets, which is something that the Knicks do need.
Right. And not in the half court though, but more in
more fast break.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Lonzo has shown throughout the years that he's stepping up every season. So every season he's ticking up in improvement. He's ticking up in production. So. And then his 3-point shot is getting better as well. So it's like, and also he's becoming more aggressive on offense. Like when he first came into the league, the knock against was that he was too passive.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But now he's becoming more aggressive. So when you look at all those things, it's like, well, Lonzo's about 23 right now, 23 or 24?
Mm-hmm.
I think 23.
23, right?
Yeah.
So by the time those 4 years are up, say you're going to give him like 20 mil a year, 4 years, 80 mil. By the time those years are up, he's going to be in his prime. He's going to be 27.
Mm-hmm.
And if he continues to tick up, the 20 mil may not be worth it at the time you sign him to it, but it may be worth it later on down the line if he continues to tick up in production.
It's the Tim
improvement.
It's the Tim Hardaway thinking. Like you signed Tim Hardaway for 18 million, knowing he's worth more. He's really worth 15, and you're hoping that at the time, this is what they were saying. You're hoping he grows into his role so you can justify paying him that much money.
Yeah, exactly. And my thing is that you also have to look at it this way too. Like there's top point guards coming in a draft. Will the Knicks be able to get a top pick? Now, the way it's looking at the moment, Knicks have 3 first-round picks. The Clippers pick is going to be late. You know that.
Right.
The Knicks pick is going to be a little later as well because the Knicks look like they're going to make the playoffs.
Right.
So the Knicks are not even going to be in the lottery.
Right.
Unfortunately, Dallas has played better, and it looks like the Dallas pick is not going to be in the lottery as well.
Exactly. So those picks are going to probably be around the 19, 20, 21 range. So it's not going to be a top 10 pick that you're giving for Lonzo.
So it's like we're probably not going to have a chance at Cade Cunningham, Jalen Suggs, or anybody like that. So it's like, why not bring in another young point guard then that he's on the rise, and he's going to be a good fit. And he can get him for years to come, and he fits the trajectory of the team. So, looking at it from that standpoint, I would pay Lonzo the money.
So you would give him the 18 to 20 million?
I would give him the money, yeah.
Woo!
It's gonna be more. Honestly, I
Woo!
think it could be more than that. We got to see how he ends the season. I mean, the Pelicans also aren't really winning. You know what I mean? So that could be its own thing. The thing is with the picks, by the way, I think it's the Clippers pick is a swap.
Oh, it's a swap?
Yeah, it's a swap. We don't have the extra one. It's basically.
Oh yeah, it is a swap. If we're not going to swap the Clippers though, like.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But so my thing is, I actually don't feel bad at all about paying Lonzo. That doesn't actually worry me. I can't see a scenario where Lonzo is so bad, especially just watching him getting better and better every year. I don't see a scenario where he's so bad that it's the worst contract in the league and we're stuck.
Yeah.
And even then, I actually think if you sign Lonzo and in 2 years it's not working, I think the way our team is looking and the players growing around him, you'll be able to trade him and a pick and get something else from someone else.
Maybe if I guess.
Yeah, I just don't see a scenario where Lonzo at $20 million a year, we're like dragged down by a 25-year-old Lonzo in terms of the cap, right? Yeah. So for me, it's like the trade to me is more something I'm more debating versus signing him. I'm like, I'm just saying we need PG help unless we're not getting lottery luck this year. There aren't really that many great PGs on the market. We get an option to hopefully have something like what Randall did, for us at the power forward position, potentially from the guard spot. Don't forget, Lonzo's a number 2 pick. He was an elite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's going to be a first. Like,
yeah,
that's happening.
But I'm happy to toss him the bag. I'm serious. Not the max, but if we can get him for, I think what is his max must be like 25. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think his max is 25.
Yeah, but if you can get him for anywhere between like 17 to 21, I'm down, man. And even if you can make it like 2 years and a player option, even, you know what I mean? You could do something interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to do 17. We have 17 in cap right now. We have players coming off the books. You know what it is? It's just building a team at that point because we're going to have Mitch coming off the books in 2 years. You're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with Randall. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with RJ. We're going to, all these subsequent decisions. I mean, RJ is a couple of years around. So I'm not even going to mention RJ right now. But we have a bunch of, you know what it is though, too? It's depending on how good we are because really what happens is if we're good, that's when players start to come here for the cheap. So like if we're in New York, we're making the playoffs. We have Randall. Maybe who knows? Maybe Randall even takes another step. That's scary, right?
Right.
Like maybe we get power forward help. He can save his legs. He's even stronger. The passing gets crisper. He's hitting threes at a higher rate. Then people start to come here cheaper. You start to get those veterans for 1 year for vet minimum. So maybe that is the path. But I think about it, man. I think about it as Raw, all y'all saying y'all would do the 20. And I'm just like, man.